Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright, guys, today I received a gift from a friend in the mail. It is Whispers of Lord Ganesha. So I'm going to do a pick a card here for abundance. Let's see what abundance looks like for you at this time. How can you get some abundance? What do you need to focus on? What may be blocking your abundance? What can you do to amplify your receivings? I am using some of my tantric twin crystals here if you want to use those to choose your pile. I haven't posted these yet onto my Etsy shop, but I do have a couple on there, and I will be posting these. So this one right here, ooh, my ear just started ringing. This is a clear quartz. As you can see, it has the two boop boops. My ear's ringing really loudly. So yeah, this is this one. I feel like it's heavily like receiving downloads at this moment. I feel like I'm receiving downloads at this moment. So yeah, if you have a twin energy in your life, and that doesn't have to be just like a lover. That could be a spiritual mentor or teacher, or you being a spiritual teacher mentor for a protege. Okay, like when I teach the Munay Rites, people are the protege, but they become the mentor by the end of that. And that's actually available on my website right now. You get all 9 of the Munay, you get the 4 star rites, and then you get the womb rite, and it's packaged for $188 right now, which is usually at least $2,000 at other people. So that is on divineessential.com right now, along with other things like private readings. Etsy shop has crystals with a lot more to come. I'm going to be moving, so I need to purge a lot. More decks will be getting shared and more crystals will be getting shared. This is a smoky quartz tantric twin. It has a small and a big one, as you can see. And smoky quartz is very protective. So, this is just like a very protective energy for either manifesting that love, that divine union, or that connection with a person that you're either going to mentor or be the protege with. Then we have this one here, which is very unique, and it came from a place just like this. And I was like, what happened here? But as you can see, it's a tantric twin. The other side of it is not there, which is interesting. So I feel like this could be connected to and it also has elements of these certain, like these lines in there. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, of course, because I'm recording, but it has like the lines in it that speaks to a certain energy, and it's just, got a lot of high vibrational energy. Quartz is an amplifier magnifier. This one's definitely very unique. I've never seen one split down the side like that. It has a lot of unique etchings. Like these look like little babies that you would be learning from. So again, I will be posting these, but you can always message me on my website or on my Etsy shop if you're interested in something you see that I have that you want. Okay, so choose your pile. We're going to start with pile 1. And we'll see what comes through for your abundance at this time. So the first card I got was Spiritual Practice. And I feel like this is kind of just speaking to the fact that if you are trying to manifest abundance at this time, the best way to go about doing so is to create a spiritual practice for yourself. That's something you're going to do daily so that you don't fall off of manifesting, because it's very easy to do here. It's very easy to slip into the fear. It's easy to slip into the doubt. It's easy to fall off of meditation daily or affirmation daily or gratitude statements daily. And any of those 3 things can change your life rapidly and quickly if you are going to practice and do them daily. I know they do. They work. And I've seen it happen in my life. Even just when in the moment, like I've catch myself starting to get like frustrated, or I catch myself starting to be like negative about something, and I'm like, nope, thank you. And it like shifts the energy instantly. So try to create yourself a spiritual practice where you are remembering to do something daily, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's just writing out a post onto, Facebook, Instagram, or into a journal, just 5 things that you're grateful for every day, because it reminds you of what you have instead of what you don't have. And then, doing the positive affirmations, you reprogram your subconscious mind to be focused on the good rather than like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do or where I'm going. I'm so tired. I'm so this, I'm so that. Start being like, I'm so, well rested. I'm so provided for. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I'm so healthy. Even if it feels like a lie, you've got to reprogram to get yourself to not be in that reality anymore and get the new truth. So then we have protection. And I feel like with the spiritual practice, they may also be saying to protect yourself at this time. And Ganesh is the Lord of removal of obstacles. So if there's obstacles in your life, call on Ganesh, whatever those obstacles are, whether it's people, whether it's yourself, whether it's money, whether it's, your health, whatever, you want to get rid of that, call on Ganesh. And there is a chant that goes along with him. It's Om Gam Ganepate Namaha. And if you recite that or pull it up on YouTube, you will be able to, chant that and shift the energy quickly. Anytime I've ever played one, there's one that I really like. I'll try to find it and put it into the comments so you guys can listen to it. It's like a more hip version of it. Like it's not so like it has like a Gam Ganepate Namaha, and it gets like you going. But I do feel that the people in this pile, like Spirit's calling on you right now to be more mindful. Like when I'm going out to drive, I'm putting on the vortex because I don't want outside influence. I don't want to get thrown off course. I don't want to have somebody like come try to, do something to me while I'm delivering packages or while I'm delivering drunks, So call on protection daily. Like even when you do this work, even when I do this, it's like, let's open the vortex. And it's very simple. I just literally say, I now ground the vortex down into the heart of Mother Earth. And here in the heart space, I now ask the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, multidimensional beings, Pleiadian, Arcturian, light. And you don't have to say all of those. You can say whoever comes to mind for you. You can even call on your I Am Presence or the Great Spirit to help anchor that light all the way up into source and to open this vortex around you and speed it up to just under the speed of transmutation. Anything outside of it that's not in the vibration of love or protection is not allowed in, and anything on the inside of it that needs to be transmuted out will be done so at its appropriate level. And you can say that however you want. You don't have to go into full depth detail. I have videos on the Divine Essentials channel that explains that more in depth for you. And there's many different ways I use the vortex. It's not always just a source. Sometimes it's to the Alcyone energy for the Pleiades. Sometimes it's Sirius for the Syrian energy, because those are two different energies. So you can do it for all different things. You could do it for specific protection. You could call on Archangel Michael to cut your cords regularly. Like when you deal with somebody that pisses you off, cut the cords and let it go so that it doesn't hinder you, and make this a practice. If you're struggling, or you feeling attacked, because sometimes people attack us even unconsciously. If they're mad at you, if they think you did them wrong, if they are jealous of you, or if they, are just not happy in themselves and you have to deal with them. It could be at work, it could be at home, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be anything. It could even just be someone cut you off in the traffic. I really feel like keeping yourself protected at this time is going to help you to receive the abundance that you're trying to attract. And it's 808 as I'm saying this. So 8s are the number of abundance and protection and, infinity. So the next one here is reflection, which again ties into spiritual practices. If you are not spending time in a spiritual practice, and again, it doesn't have to be all day, every day. You don't have to become a monk or a shaman to have reflection. Reflect on why you feel you need protection. Reflect on why you're grateful. Reflect on where the blocks are in your own life. Because if we don't get accountable with ourselves, if we don't, because it's easy to become a victim here. It's easy to become stuck under the darkness here. It's easy to become upset and brought down, and you lose things quickly in that frequency. And yes, there are people out there who thrive on seeing that happen to you, or even may actively try to send things your way or do things to you that create that in your life. Like if you work with somebody that's a hostile person and they don't like that, like the boss likes you better, or they don't like that you get better tips than them, or that whatever it is, you want to reflect on these things and take time out to be doing these spiritual practices, but also reflect on your own part in things like, why am I attracting these people into my life? Where do I need better boundaries? Where do I need to remember that I'm worthy of abundance? Where do I need to remember that what people think of me doesn't actually mean anything? It's just what they think of me. It only truly bothers you if you believe it. And a lot of times we only get triggered when there's a sense of belief inside of something. Like if someone says that you're so and it hits you, that would be a key for you to go reflect on, like, why do I feel like there's truth in that? Because if I didn't feel there was any truth in it, I would laugh at it. I would dismiss it immediately. Like when people say certain things and it's not the truth, and you know it's not the truth, it doesn't sting when the truth is wrapped up in it. Okay? So reflect on those things and get into that spiritual practice, doing your meditations, calling on protection, taking that time to be in that energy is really going to help you. And in your personal transformation, and 35 adds up to 8. So again, I really feel like this is basically all coming down to your personal transformation is up to you. This is in your hands. The ball is in your court. The ball is in your hand. It's up to you to decide what you're going to do with the energy that's in that ball. And even again, you can work with energy balls. It's very simple. Once you open that vortex, you just put your hands in front and try to like warm them up. Do this. Get them all warmed up and intend to send energy into your hands, and then intend that you're going to create an energy ball and then shape the ball and try to feel it. And it may be big at first, and then you can, get it bigger or smaller. It just depends. Some people feel it as hot. Some people feel it as cold. But you can take this and like throw it. Like sometimes when there's traffic, I'll take an energy ball and toss it to get rid of it, and it clears up. If there's something going on inside of you, you don't feel powerful, you can put it to your solar plexus. If there's relationship issues, put it to your sacral, which is like right in your womb area. If your heart is hurt, put it to your heart. But practice, play with these things, because it's up to you. The ball's in your court at this time to practice your spiritual transformation. And then we have energetic movement. So again, this is exactly what it is saying here. It's like, move the energy in your life. Like when I start feeling those things going on around me, I literally do these things, like I literally will shift energy with my hands moving, because just sitting there in it doesn't help. Or I get into the shower and I imagine that shower is washing everything off of me. I call on Archangel Michael, and I'll use like my knife here, which is a quartz, and it's got a lot of amazing things about it, but it reminds me of a knife. So I cut those things away. And I actually just posted a selenite that looks like a gun onto my Etsy this week, and it's still there. But that would be another amazing protective tool to help people to protect themselves from energetic, crap around them. This is my selenite gun. And I also posted some selenite, these are like altar pieces. You can put them down. You can put your drink on it. You can sleep on it. You can, charge other crystals on it, because this is self-clearing, self-charging, but it also clears and charges other crystals. But as soon as this one arrived, I was like, oh my God, it's like a gun. And it's like perfectly shaped like a gun. And then this is like a lot of coral stuff underneath there. Very unique, authentic selenite. But getting things like that in your life, or even just calling on the energy of selenite into the vortex, or calling onto the energy of quartz into the vortex. And now I'm getting hot just from doing those quick little energy practices. So if you're cold, or you feel stuck, or you feel stagnant, call on the frequencies and energies that you need. This is my dragon. This is the year of the dragon. Call on the dragon. Call on the dragon to help you, because the dragon don't mess around. The dragon will come in and destroy any karmic, and I just got to click up somewhere on the roof. They'll come in and get rid of the stuff that's holding you back, whatever movement that needs to be made. And that's number 5 there on the energetic movement. That's all about change. So wherever needs to be changed will be changed. And number 8 is promise of the future. So if you want a promising future, you need to be the one that's making these moves energetically so that they can manifest physically. Everything is interconnected. Your subconscious and your conscious mind are connected. I'm looking at the flower of life now. Like the flower of life is like the basis of our reality. Everything is interwoven. Everything is there for a reason. Everybody we interact with, everything that happens to us, it all happens for a reason. We always have a part within these things. There's always a lesson to be learned within things. So taking that time to reflect, taking that time to shift energy, taking that time to be like the bigger version of yourself, the highest, like keep saying like, I'm ready to be the embodiment of my best self, my highest self. I don't want to be petty. I don't want to be low vibe. I don't want to be doing stupid low, because those things are just going to keep you stuck. Those things are going to keep you in those loops. Those things are going to keep attracting people into your life that will have those things continue on. And it's very easy to get sucked into those things. Somebody makes us mad, or somebody makes us feel offended, or somebody, hits our insecurities. It's hard to rise above that, but it pays off, and it gets easier the more you reflect and the more you heal and the more you shift the energies. So that was pile number 1. You're welcome to stick for pile number 2. Private readings available on my website. Like I said, in Munay, namaste. All right, pile number 2. We're moving on with the Smoky Quartz twin. And like I said, he's not posted onto Etsy yet, but he will be. Or you can message me on my website if you're interested in him. But we're going to see what comes through for you. So the first cards are the bottom cards. Determination is the first one. And again, this is like, where do you need to focus on for abundance? What's going on? You know, what can you do to really like up your manifestations on all of that? And I'm noticing right away it's all red, and he's focused on the root chakra. So you need to get determined instead of feeling fearful. And I know it's hard when we are struggling with something, or we don't have something, or we're losing something, or we're not healthy. Like when I got sick, it became very easy for me to lose everything around me because I was fearful. I was afraid that I was dying, and I was like, well, I'm not going to need this anyways if I'm dead. So I kind of just laid down and gave up on life. And you need to be determined to live if you're going to live. You need to be determined to manifest if you're going to manifest. You need to be determined and motivated to overcome that basic instinct of, you know, feast and famine type of energy that we live within. This is the serpent level. It's the base level of our consciousness. And it's like the reptilian part of our brain where, you know, think of a serpent. Serpent grabs its meal and eats the whole thing in one go. It doesn't save any for later. It doesn't think about that. It's just like, oh, I got to eat right now. I'm going to eat it all. And it is like a gluttonous energy. You know, you see how like they eat things that will kill them because of how big the things are that they eat sometimes. But there's lessons in it. You know, when we go through those struggles, when we go through those losses, when we go through those fears, we learn. But we don't have to remain there. We can be risen up through that. And it's interesting, I'm seeing enlightenment here because I was looking at the light here, but it's like the light illuminates us. When we become enlightened with number 27, which is my confirmation number, we're more focused up here. Look at that. I didn't even notice that was, so this is the root chakra, that is the crown chakra. We have 7 in our body. And the crown is the top chakra. It's that one that is our spiritual knowing. It is our connection to source. It is our light body. It is our I am presence. It is just our deep intuition and all of that. So I really feel like for you to become more like aligned, you just need to shift up, you know. And if there's blocks down here, then energy can't flow to here. If there's a block here, energy can't flow to here. So we always want to be focused on keeping that energy clear of any blocks or any debris and balance those chakras so that the energy is constantly flowing from the base to the top or from the top to the bottom, wherever you're trying to direct it. And it's like infinity symbols that go around, and it comes up and down infinitely. But if one of these gets blocked, it messes up the rest. And then you don't see clearly, you don't know clearly, you don't speak clearly, you don't trust, you don't feel powerful, your relationships suffer, your physical body suffers, your fears overcome you. But I really feel like those of you that may have been in this energy are headed towards enlightenment. You're headed towards overcoming this stuff. You're headed towards the healing and the illumination that is necessary to know what to do and where to go and how to receive and to trust that it's coming. So we have be candid. And this is the throat, okay? It's interesting because obviously there's more than 7 cards in this deck. So you are getting a lot of the chakra cards that are in here. And it says be candid. So speak your truth. Even if it's difficult, even if the truth is like, it doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. And when you speak your truth, you will be honored. You won't block this. You won't block that. Because one of these blocks, and it messes up everything else. So if you're biting your tongue, or you're not, authentically expressing who you truly are, or you're holding back parts of yourself, or you're trying to even protect other people by, not speaking the truth. And I feel like there could be shadows around you or people around you that have made you go into a fear place or have made you bite your tongue because you don't want to, maybe you have been enlightened and you're like, I don't want to, cause problems. I don't want to be an asshole. But your truth is the truth. And if the truth reflects badly on certain things, that's not your fault. You didn't make that truth become the truth. The truth is just what it is. So you make sure you speak your truth and be candid about what's going on. And don't worry so much about other people or like the fears about doing that. Like, what if people don't understand, or what if people think this, or what if so-and-so gets offended, or what if blah, 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 or what if someone like, retaliates, or the truth is the truth. You can't change the truth. So as long as you're speaking the truth and you're not fabricating things and you're not lying and you're not hiding, then you're good. But make sure you're speaking that truth, and make sure you're determined, and make sure you're allowing the light to shine through. Don't come out and be manipulative about things. Don't hide stuff in any way, whether it's about yourself or about others, about your situation currently, about where you plan to go, or what you plan to do, or what has happened to you along the way. People resonate with the truth. Authenticity is the strongest frequency vibration that there is out of all of them. The lowest is the fears and the doubts and the guilt and the shame. The highest is love, compassion, and authenticity is at the highest. If you can be your real authentic self, you will be receiving everything you need to receive. Yeah, prosperity. And look, again, we're seeing all this red, we're seeing all this light, we're seeing all this prosperity. Be candid and speak the truth. Don't be afraid to be the true you. Don't be afraid to speak the truth about the current things that are going on in the world that you see. You're here to change perspective. You're here to enlighten others. You're here to be a way shower, and you can't be a leader or a way shower if you hide things, or you let them go under the rug, or you just let it be, and I don't want to rock the boat. Rock the boat. You're here to rock the boat. That's how you're going to get your prosperity. You're not going to get anything by playing small, or by biting your tongue, or by pretending to be a smaller version of yourself. It's time for you to relax. It's time for you to receive. It's time for you to open up. Life isn't supposed to be a struggle. Life isn't supposed to be like hidden away. Like, you're not supposed to put the versions of yourself locked away because of, I don't want, like, anxiety. People get nervous. Oh, what if so-and-so doesn't like me? Or if someone thinks this about me, or it comes across the wrong way. It doesn't matter. Those who mind don't matter, and those who don't mind matter. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It's the right people will understand you and gravitate towards you, and the wrong people will go away, and you can be relaxed in that energy, because then you don't have to worry about people stabbing you in the back, or people, doing things that aren't cool, or people talking badly about you, saying one thing here and another thing there. And the only way that we usually have that manifest is when we're doing it to ourselves in some way. Maybe deep in our heart and soul, we believe one thing, but we want to people please when we're around certain people, and we say another, and that's going to cause you anxiety. It's going to cause you stress. People lying causes a lot of stress in themselves. Whether or not you're lying in a vindictive way, or you're lying just to like keep the peace, either way, it lowers your vibration. So be your authentic fullness, and that's how you're going to find your sustenance. That's how you're going to find your prosperity. That's how you're going to feel fulfilled in this world. That's how all this abundance is going to flow into your life, is by just relaxing and being who you truly are here to be, and not allowing anybody to stifle your tongue, including yourself. And again, I feel like, there may be a need for you to protect yourself, or to protect your spiritual knowing, and your energy and your truth, even from yourself. Because again, sometimes we can lie to ourselves about our truth. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not this enough. I don't know what to do. When it's a lie, because you do know what to do, but you need to be deliberate and determined in what you do. You can't let those fears and those doubts lie to you. And it's hard when there's other people around us too that make us doubt ourselves, or make us doubt our decisions, or make us doubt that we can achieve something. Don't listen to them, because if you're determined and you believe in yourself, and you relax and you let go of these vibrations, everything you need will come to you. Needing nothing attracts everything. When you get into that fear-based of I need this, and I'm hungry, and I'm cold, it keeps more of that energy around you, and it blocks you from feeling warmth and sustained and full and all of that. So try to shift from to and let that be your truth, that you are worthy of it, that you are loved, that you are open and receptive to the guidance of the universe, and that everything is working out for you. And be courageous. It's funny because I forgot I had this on the bottom of the deck, and I didn't do it for the first pile, but I was like, this was going to be energy for all of them. So the courage is what's necessary too. And the lion is all about that like divine masculine energy, being like fierce, being loyal, being protective, being confident, and knowing who you are, and knowing that you can get anything that you want to get going, and that harmony can be manifested in your relationship with yourself and others. Okay, so there's readings available on my website, crystals on my Etsy, all of those things. I'm going to move on to the next pile now, but thank you very much. Okay, so we're moving on to pile number 3. We have the tantric twin here, like the half a tantric twin, and some very interesting etchings and little babies and all of that. So if you pick this one, we're going to see what's going on for you in the abundance world. How can you attract more abundance? What may be blocking your abundance? What do you need to know from Ganesha, the Lord of, removing obstacles? So we have guidance coming through first off, and I'm noticing like there's a lot of guides around here. So I feel like your guides may be trying to help you at this time. But as you can see here, it's like this one's facing us and all these ones are facing this. And I feel like, and it's 33, so there's like synchronistic number. That's the number of the Ascended Masters. And I feel like you have Ascended Masters, you have guides, you have angels, you have archangels, you have star beings, you have your I Am Presence, you have the Creator, the Great Spirit, the archetypes connected to the animal spirits and all of that. And they're always out there and they're always trying to deliver guidance through the number patterns and through, different things. Like, it's been crazy. I had dreams last night. I'm not one that usually remembers my dreams, but I had crazy, vivid, in-depth dreams. And then I went back to sleep to take a nap and had another crazy, in-depth, vivid dream that was like a continuation of a dream I had before. And I'm like, holy crap. But I know there was messages in those dreams. I know my guides are trying to speak to me through that. I know my guides are always speaking to me when I see those number patterns show up constantly. I know they're speaking to me through the birds and stuff. Like today, I went downstairs and I hadn't seen my mom in a while, who shows up as a cardinal every day on our car, like, driver mirror. And I was like, I wonder where she is. And then my dad sent me a text later in the day and he was like, guess what just flew by me? And it was her. And I didn't even tell him. I never said anything about it. I just thought it when I was down there looking out the window. And within an hour, he's like, oh, guess who just flew by? He said when he was walking up to the house, the cardinal literally flew in his path. So that's another guide. That's our ancestors. There's another way that they show up. And they show up as butterflies or as a certain thing, a theme that keeps showing up. Like, look up the spiritual meaning. Like, if all of a sudden you start seeing ants, look up the spiritual meaning of the ant. If all of a sudden you start seeing bees, look up the spiritual meaning of that, because your guides are communicating to you always, but you need to be open to receive and pay attention to the signs that they're giving to you, whether it's through your dreams or whether it's through the number patterns or whatever it is that you are. And I look at that, a little ladybug just flew over here. And ladybugs are about abundance, luck and abundance and all of that. So I don't know if you guys can see it. Boop. He just flew down over there. There's a lot. I don't know where they come from, but like this time of year, it's cold. It's February. It snowed today. But this time of year, there's always like, at least 6 of them running around in here. There's another one on my bowl. And yeah, I don't know. But they are for luck and abundance. It's another way that we receive divine support, is through those ways. So again, I feel like Spirit has been trying to support you at this time, and they're trying to get your attention. They're like, hey, could you just stop for a moment and pay attention, because we need to talk to you. We need to give you this sign. We need you to actively be participating in these signs, though, because just seeing them and not like reflecting on them, not meditating on them, not acknowledging them, not Googling them, just not doing anything about them is they're just going to keep sending it. Like, I don't know if sometimes you may notice, like, all day, every day, you start seeing the 5s, right? 555, 555, 555. It's 955, and there's 55 this, and 5s are about change. But they will continue to show you that pattern until you get the message connected to it. When once you do, you usually shift to a new number, or to a new message, or to a new, way that they're going to get that divine support to you. And it's going to be different for everybody, because some of us have clear knowing, some of us have clear seeing, some of us have clear feeling, some of us can smell or taste the messages from Spirit. And as you allow this divine support to come in, you may notice that you enhance your gifts. I really feel like my third eye has been opening because of those dreams that I'm remembering. But even when I close my eyes now, I see things that I never used to see. Like when I came home from driving the other night, I closed my eyes and it was like I was dry. It was like weird. I was like in a weird meditative state, but it was like I was on a route in the car, and it feels real. But that's been happening to me a lot more, and it happens when we meditate and when we practice this and we pay attention and we acknowledge it and we exercise it and we do. I've been doing trance channelings this week for people, so I'm opening the vortex and bringing in that divine energy, and now I feel like that's like the energy that's left over. Like when I picked this crystal up and my ear started ringing, that's divine guidance, that's support coming through in frequency and energy. Sometimes it comes through sound, sometimes it's just a vibration, sometimes it's just a knowing, but they're wanting you to pay attention to that guidance because they're really trying to get your attention at this time so that they can enhance these things, because when these things are enhanced and you start to see, you can avoid things that may cause a problem. You can see the truth about people before they reveal it to you. You can understand subtle things, and the more you trust it, the stronger it becomes, because a lot of us doubt that, or we want to believe the best about a circumstance, or we want to believe the best about a person, but deep in our gut we know that they're not really telling us the truth, or they're not all that they cracked up to be, or that maybe this job that we're going on isn't going to be this, or maybe this place that we're thinking about traveling to, something bad would happen. And if you doubt that because you want to override that intuition to just go have a good time, you end up regretting it later. But if you trusted it, you usually get the confirmation anyways, like, oh my God, guys, you're so lucky you didn't go because bop da boop. And the more you get that confirmation, the more confident you get in realizing that I am receiving guidance, I am divinely supported, and I can trust this intuition, and I can enhance it and strengthen it and open up these gifts that may not be my predominant gifts right now, but can become very strong as I exercise the ones that I do have. So figure out where are you strongest within your gifts? Like, are you strongly connected to the animal kingdom, or are you strongly somebody that just knows things? Do you see stuff in your mind's eye? Do you feel a lot? Like, do you get like, shivers in your body or tingling sensations? Do you feel somebody pressing on the back of your head? Do you get dizzy or lightheaded? Pay attention to how you respond to this world around you and to the energy around you. Set intentions to do so, and then exercise those and use those to help you to exercise the others. Like me knowing I'm very clearly knowing, I don't need to see a movie in my mind's eye to know what they're telling me or showing me or saying to me. But by exercising that and using that, I've learned how to open up those other things. Look, so your fulfillment will come the more that you practice and the more that you listen to the guidance that's coming in for you and all around you. And I really feel like you're headed towards fulfillment, but you need to get your priorities straight. And sometimes we feel like that means like, oh, I gotta do this, that, and we get like kind of logical about it. But prioritizing a spiritual level of things in your life is also going to open up doors in that way. Don't let the naysayers, don't let the sheeps of the world make you forget the magic of the world, because that's when we get blocked. That's when it's harder to manifest. That's when it's harder to trust. That's when it's harder to receive, because we're in the fear-based, low vibration, influenced by those around us, the fear and the agendas of the world, and like the stuff that we see on a regular basis. Even just like flipping through social media, they're being sued now for literally like targeting people and making them depressed and miserable by certain algorithmic things that they do. So keep that in mind. You can still use the things, but just be mindful when you're using them, not to get sucked into them, not to allow it to lower your vibration. Be mindful of who you follow. Be mindful of who you allow in. Be mindful of where you're going, and be mindful of setting intentions for the long term too. Like, you can set your intention to receive messages today, but you also need to prioritize and tell the universe what you want. Where do you want to go? When do you want to be there? How do you want to show up in the world? What do you love to do? What don't you love to do? Who do you want in your circle? Who don't you want in your circle? And then embrace the change when it starts to manifest. But prioritize yourself first, and prioritize exercising these gifts. Prioritize listening to spirit, because they're guiding you to your fulfillment. But you've got to trust them, and you've got to trust yourself and listen, for the understanding. If you feel lost at times, or you feel like, I don't know right now, or you feel like this is all too much for you, like I'm not that spiritual, I don't understand these things, I'm not gifted, you got to stop telling yourself that. And you got to prioritize becoming more understanding of it. It's not some like outward huge force. It's subtle. But the more that you prioritize exploring this, the deeper it will become, the easier it will be for you to trust it, the easier it will be for you to even see it. But I feel like the deeper the messages that are coming to you right now, the guidance that's trying to be delivered to you is going to bring you deep understanding, but they want you to prioritize this so that they can help you to get to your fulfillment in this world and to help you find splendor in this world. So if you've been down or depressed or you've been feeling stuck, know that your transformation is coming, your fulfillment is coming, but you have to believe that it's coming for it to arrive. You can't believe that it's not and then expect for it to, and you have to expect for it to so that it can. And it's just very, subtle stuff, but it's there, and it can enlighten you and assist you and support you and raise you up when you embrace it and you trust it and you explore it and don't talk down to yourself or deny yourself or, just like poo-poo yourself, because you need to be courageous right now. All right, the courage card was on the bottom of the deck. I was going to do it for all 3 piles. I forgot for the first one, did it for the second one, so here it is for the third. And it has 5 on it. So I had already said, 5s represent change. I feel like this is a time of change for you, but it's going to require you to be strong. It's going to be requiring you to, be showing up regularly, being determined regularly, to listen and having those priorities set so that you can ride through whatever is going on in your world. Cultivate a practice, cultivate your gifts, cultivate understanding who you are and what you're here to do, and understand how the universe works. The universe just reflects back to us what we're putting out. So if we don't like what we're receiving, if we don't feel harmony in what we're receiving, if we don't feel harmony in our relationships, we need to have the courage to understand that it's a decision of ourselves. And it's the way we're thinking, the way we're speaking, the way we're showing up. Are we being accountable with ourselves? Are we determined with ourselves? Are we in harmony with ourselves? Are we where we belong? So I feel like you will be finding more belonging. There's going to be revelations coming, deeper understandings coming, but they want you to surrender and relax into this and to make that decision to drive yourself towards this ultimate fulfillment and perseverance. And it doesn't have to be so difficult. You don't have to bust your ass. You just have to trust and bust your mind open. You have to bust the old beliefs. You have to bust down the bullshit that's around you and persevere and trust and know that you can be nurtured, but you got to nurture yourself, and that good things can manifest, but you got to trust that it can and give it time to do so and have the courage to go through this change, clearing your energy, clearing your mind, clearing your beliefs, and being open to all that's trying to come in for you at this time. So with the clear your energy, I think pile 1 had a lot of that type of thing. I talked a lot about different practices you could do to help you clear your energy. So if you want to listen to that pile, that may help you to find some revelations in ways that will support you. Okay? So hopefully this supports you guys. Again, my readings are available on my website. I have crystals on Etsy. If there's something like one of these that you want, you can always message me on Etsy or my website. This is the deck my friend sent me today, and I will be doing more picker cards on the channel. In Munay, namaste.